Welcome to the Industrial Talk Podcast with Scott MacKenzie. Scott is a passionate industry professional dedicated to transferring cutting-edge, industry-focused innovations and trends while highlighting the men and women who keep the world moving. So put on your hard hat, grab your work boots, and let's go.
All right, once again, welcome to Industrial Talk, the number one industrial-related podcast in the universe that celebrates industry professionals all around the world. You are bold, you are brave, you dare greatly, you innovate, you solve problems, you collaborate, and bottom line, you're making the world a better place. That's why we celebrate you on Industrial Talk. We are broadcasting on site. OMG, Object Management Group, Q1 meeting here in Reston, Virginia. And it is a collection of problem solvers, people who are just passionate about solving those problems to make our lives better. And we don't even know. I'm just telling you right now, we just don't know. We just don't know. In the hot seat, we have a gentleman by the name of Brian Schmidt. Northrup Grumman is the company. Let's get cracking. How you doing?
Good. How are you, Scott?
No complaints. You wouldn't listen to me anyway. Nobody would. My wife doesn't listen to me. Blows me off. But no, you having a good meeting?
Absolutely.
It is good to see people roaming around. This is quite the spot. Do you live near here?
I do not. I live in Buffalo, New York.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
You know, I don't.
An awesome place.
Yeah,
that's where you were going, right?
I was just going to say, I don't hear many people with that. I got to tell you, I do want to go there.
You should.
You a Bills fan?
Isn't everybody?
Yes, I am.
All right. Good. Yes, I am. No, born and raised Bills fan. So
No
yes.
kidding. So that's your hometown.
You know it.
It gets cold there.
It does. It's a little cold there right now. We've had the crazy weather, just like everyone else, but it's a little chilly right now.
It is what it is. All right, for the listeners out there, Brian, give us a little background on who you are.
Sure. My name is Brian Schmidt. I am a chief engineer and technical fellow with Northrop Grumman Corporation in the mission systems sector. I've been there for almost 23 years now, so it's been a great career.
Huh. Out of school?
Straight out of school, yes. Yes. Summer intern before those 23 years, too. So.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You don't hear many people.
No, but it's been great. So I've loved almost every minute.
Yeah, you have. Every minute. So don't take notes. He just said sometimes. Taking notes. Okay, you're here at OMG. How long you been part of OMG?
Oh boy, so not as long. So year and a half, I want to say. Yeah,
that's not long at all.
Not long at all.
Hey, look at you've been elevated to what, Chief Poobah of Digital Twin.
Something like that. I like that.
You
Does that make it official now?
Chief Poobah? Yeah, you go right ahead, run with it. Wear a fez and.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Next time you see me.
I'm a no nonsense guy, but I wear this fez, so now I'm a nonsense guy. So, what does that entail? What are we talking about when we start talking about your role in the Digital Twin Consortium?
Sure. So I am a new co-chair of the Aerospace and Defense Working Group. So besides being a member and being able to take part in these meetings and learn from other experts in the field and interact with them, then as a chair of this Aerospace and Defense Working Group, it's then having these every other week meetings, virtual meetings with other members of our industry, of my industry.
That demanding? Like every other week?
It's not demanding.
No. It's fun.
It is. No, it is because, again, I'm interacting with colleagues. You know, we're all we may be competimates at times. You know, we could be competitors. We're teammates. We work together and compete at different times. But, we're all working towards the same goals, supporting our warfighters, supporting defense. And thus, we encounter the same challenges. So it's great to have that interaction.
So how does this whole digital twin? How is it being used? Why is it important?
Sure. So it's important in a lot of ways. it's allowing us to make more, us and our customers, make more informed, data-driven decisions. So, of course, we've always done the best, cutting-edge work. But being able to leverage digital twins allows us to, look back, take a model of a system, a thing, and then maybe run some tests on it based on, something that happened in the past, simulations, or simulate what might be, and that's where I get excited, be able to try and push the envelope, define possible by, leveraging these models, and then maybe with some tweaks, some twists, and truly understand, besides just me having a great idea, instead being able to apply it, test it, run that simulation, find out, was my idea really that great? Was it good? Was it bad? Could it be better? And be able to iterate on that many times over. Now we're just leveraging compute power.
Yes, exactly. That's a whole nother conversation, that whole compute power.
Absolutely. We'll leave that for another time.
We won't touch that right now. But
push that right over there.
But it all hinges upon data.
It does.
And clean data or good data, or how do you take a system that's been around forever and then try to normalize the data, make it scrubbed, and then be able to apply a digital twin type of model to it?
Yeah. It's a challenge. So I can't say that I have the answer, but that's a challenge that, again, we talk about in that Aerospace and Defense working group. It's a challenge of all of our partners in this working group. We're talking about an industry day, putting together an industry day, and data has been the different variations of it, but the topic that we've been considering, because it is a challenge. There's so much to it. It is a broad topic.
Yeah, and if you're running simulations, you're using data, you're using historical data, and much of the data resides in various disconnected possible systems. Oh, that one's over here, this one's over there, and so on, and trying to wrangle that in, and so that you have that proper picture of what's taking place to run those simulations. I mean, that's all a part of the organization, right?
Absolutely.
Just defining what that might look like.
Yes, it absolutely is, and that's where I think too, with Digital Twin Consortium, again, I'm in this Aerospace and Defense working group, but all of the working groups, all of the industries face those same challenges. So again, that's the power of being able to be a part of this, is we can all collaborate. Again, go down to the working group level, but again, we're all sharing in those same challenges and being able to leverage those digital twin capabilities. They're all, they're broad enough. Then we leverage them, bring them into our specific area. But
okay, so this is all great. This is all dandy, and you're a part of this organization, and you're the Grand Poobah, which is always it's always good to have that conversation with the Grand Poobah. But the reality is that. Where do you see it going? What we're still at the beginning. We're still trying to find our way, aren't we? Or is it mature enough to say, okay, where are we at?
No, I would still say it's kind of a new frontier. So it's absolutely being leveraged. Again, every industry is touching on it. Automotive has done a tremendous amount with it. Aerospace has done a lot with it. Space has done a lot, but there's still so much more, because again, we don't have the answers to all of these challenges. There's still the challenges out there that we're working towards. We're leaning forward as we work in these working groups to collaborate and try to come up with those new ways. How can we achieve that new goal?
With that said, you just sort of skirted upon it. What are some of the challenges that you're seeing with this brave new world, outside of the fact that everything is really fast?
Sure.
Outside of the speed, and everybody, talk to us about that.
Sure. So I think, speed is a big part of it, and that's where, that's one of the areas that digital twins help in. We can do more faster by doing it in a modeled sense, a virtual sense. You mentioned data, I would say even and it came up in one of the earlier talks today, one of the briefings, interoperability. So, and by that, just meaning, hey, you've got this digital twin, now you got to do something with it. well, what do I need to be able to do something with it? I need to connect it to things. I need data. It keeps coming back to data. But yeah, so there again, it's just those challenges on how we can properly use it and confidently use it, and how our customers can too. Our customers don't know. Trust. Yeah, absolutely.
How, have you guys chirped upon the cybersecurity side and keep it? I mean, because if you correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, if you do this right, if you create that your twin. Mm-hmm. And you're able to do and run simulations, and you're able to really leverage that powerful solution so that you're optimized, your business, the real world is optimized. Protecting that is paramount. Sure. Paramount. Because there's a lot of work and effort that has been invested in that model.
And there you go. So there's another. You just hit one of the challenges I didn't talk about. So that is one topic we just talked about in our working group roundtable, and it continues to be talked about. It's the same, I would say the same, except it's the new frontier of it. Same thing when, hey, you put a product out there, you worry that someone else might, do something with it, figure out some of your magic. It's the same thing with the digital twins, and now it's maybe even spelled out a little bit more. So it's even more important to protect that, protect the data that goes into it and the data that comes out of it. So trustworthiness and security, cyber it's a big part, especially in our Aerospace and Defense working group. That's what we just talked about.
Outside of the many benefits that I've seen, one of the benefits, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just real bullish on the ability to simulate and do what ifs, and then being able to translate that what if, that scenario into the physical world. So I know that my operations in the manufacturing world, whatever it is, is optimized, knowing that I'm getting predictable results based off of good data, but being able to know that I'm, there's inefficiencies, I've worked through those, now that it's optimized, that's money in my pocket.
Absolutely, and that's where, again, a lot of the value comes in through using digital twins. Whether it be a digital twin of your manufacturing line, making sure that I'm doing not only yes, it's going to produce the right thing or it's going to answer the question, but it's also going to do it in the most efficient way possible, because money, time, you mentioned everything's going faster, so it's got to be efficient. And that's where, the digital twins, being involved in simulation, that's where you can really gain a tremendous amount of value.
See, the other area is trying to find that one individual or that company, that team member. Let's say I'm a smaller company and I don't have smart people like Northrop Grumman at my disposal. It's been me, and yet I want to take advantage of that. I find that there appears to be an opportunity for professionals to help with that segment of the marketplace to say, this is the right thing to do, executive, CEO, big cheese, this is it, and then be able to do it in an effective way. Will the results of the Digital Twin Consortium and the working groups come up with a sort of I hate to say it, but you guys have a periodic table, let's put it that way. I just realized that.
That is true.
I was going to say roadmap, but you have a periodic table, so it's all laid out.
It is, and I was going to say that the Digital Twin Consortium, that's its existence. That's why it's here.
Yeah.
Also to help lean forward and maybe put up some guardrails, but to connect people, so you can connect with other folks that are doing the work. There are artifacts. You mentioned the periodic table. So there it is. And I think they were talking about an Excel spreadsheet version of it that one of the members did that's going to be made available. So, now it's searchable. This Excel spreadsheet's a tool to help you navigate.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's what you can get as being part of this consortium.
Come on. You've got to admit that sort of bristles when somebody says, it's in an Excel spreadsheet. Are we walking backwards on this? Isn't that just part of the data challenges that we have? Come on. So, with that said, you guys meet. Well, of course, you meet quarterly.
Yes.
But you're also meeting every other week, and so you're still talking about all of the things. That gives me a lot of confidence.
Absolutely. No, we're regularly meeting. So yes, like right now, the entire consortium is here together. There's the individual working groups just met and had their own roundtable sessions face to face, which always that adds some value too. But then yes, virtually meeting every other week so that we can keep progressing. Produce white papers. There's a white paper coming out from the Aerospace and Defense Working Group. I know some others do too. So yeah.
Do you guys yell at each other?
No, but it gets exciting because you do have differing opinions. So there are folks, pushing on each other, but that's what generates new thought. That's what will advance this capability.
I too. Again, it's way above my pay grade, just FYI. I get to just sit by the fire and soak it up. I'm a big sponge now. Brian, how do people get a hold of you? What's the best way?
Sure, I would say in this respect, probably via LinkedIn. You can find me on LinkedIn or, again, through the Digital Twin Consortium. So
there it is. You were great. I enjoyed that conversation.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, listeners, we are broadcasting from the OMG Q1, as you can tell, meeting here in Reston, Virginia. And it's just got a lot of energy. It's a lot of fun. A lot of great people like Brian who are just passionate about solving problems. All right, we're going to have all the contact information for Brian out on Industrial Talk, so stay tuned. We will be right back.
You're listening to the Industrial Talk Podcast Network.
All right, we have two call to actions. One, you need to be a part of the Digital Twin Consortium. They're doing great things over there. It is a must because we are all about that education, collaboration, and innovation. And if you're not on this digital journey, if you're not researching and educating yourself, you're going to be left behind. I'm just telling you right now. The next call to action, of course, is reach out to Brian. He's got mad skills, and of course, he's co-chair of the Digital Twin Consortium, co-grand poobah. That's what we're going to call him. Anyway, those are the two things. If you want to, and then again, you want to amplify your voice, go out to Industrial Talk. If you want to be able to collaborate with a lot of these individuals, such as Brian, go out to Industrial Talk. It's all there. It's all open. We want you to succeed. That's why Industrial Talk is here. It is here for you, industrial professionals. And if you want to connect with me, that's where you do it, out on industrialtalk.com. All right, be bold, be brave, dare greatly. Hang out with Brian. Change the world. We're going to have another great conversation shortly, so stay tuned.